The Christmas Spirit, presented by Studio Pilates and rdnewsnow.com.
Very important. They kept my children and I alive for 8 years.
This single mother of two can't stress enough how much the Red Deer Food Bank has helped her family.
Being a single parent for most of their lives, even when I worked full-time, it wasn't enough. And the fathers of my kids didn't pay child support, so it was all on me. And I needed a lot of help, and I got it.
You know, we help thousands of people every year, and some of them are really desperate cases. And without us being here, I often wonder to myself, what would happen to those people? Like, would they go hungry? Would their kids go hungry? Would they end up doing desperate things because they become desperate people?
So when your wallet and your fridge are both empty, and you know you can't go shopping, you can come to the food bank and get some help.
But asking for help is often the toughest part.
It was always hard. I'd rather be the one doing the giving, but I didn't have that option. So, and for the sake of my kids, that spurred me on. Them being in need, it made me swallow my pride and ask for help.
We've got some homeless folks that live down in the bushes down here, not too far from us, that come in to see us, to people, families that pull in almost brand new trucks that have recently lost their jobs. And I mean, it's getting worse out there all the time.
But thanks to the Red Deer Food Bank and many other community charities, there is help.
Relief. You feel relieved. And even if you're not eligible for a food hamper, you can come in 3 times a week for bread and produce that's out there.
When you donate money or food to the food bank, this is where it goes.
What we do is we move food, and we do it this way. We take it in from all sources all over the community, whether it be a food drive, whether it be a grocery store, schools, businesses, that kind of thing. It comes in, we sort it, we glean through it, we make it presentable, and we give it to the people in our community that really, really need it.
So how can you help? The easiest way? Donate food.
Donations are huge, because without the donations, nobody gets fed. I mean, our food purchasing budget is less than $100,000 a year, and we are going to feed over $1 million worth of food into the community. So, you know, those donations have to be made up, and so that's what helps feed the people, is those donations. And when you give us your money, we can translate that almost into 10 times the amount of purchasing power that you as a consumer has, because the grocery stores like us. What's not to like?
Or you can donate your time like Stephen Hodgkins does.
In a tough economy, I believe it's important to give as much as you can and support the community. I'm in a false position where I have enough, but there are lots of families out here who don't. So I believe in helping those families out the best way I can. That's the best way I can figure out is to come here and make sure they have enough food.
You get to know the food bank, it's the staff and the volunteers, and they've always been good to me.
The main thing that we want to do is when they walk through that door, we want to make sure that we treat them in a human and a dignified manner. They're suffering enough. The last thing we want to do is contribute to that.
And with that relationship built, it allows families to provide the necessities of life so they can land on their feet and move ahead. For this single mother and her family, it's been 6 months since she's had to access the food bank.
I was worried once when my youngest daughter said to me, the fridge was getting empty, "Mom, are you going to go to the food bank soon?" And I thought, oh no, my kid thinks food comes from the food bank. Like, what kind of kids am I going to be turning out here? But they're 17 and 19 now, and they're working jobs, going to school and college. They're driving their own cars, managing their own cell phone bill. So they've learned that food doesn't originate from the food bank. So that was a relief too.
And now, after several years of receiving, our single mother is going to volunteer and give back.
I have recently considered, and I probably will, volunteering here because I want to give back for all the years that they've helped me. Like I said, I'm more comfortable giving than receiving. So now that I'm out of that mode, I can I can do that.
And for those of you who are donating their time, money, or food,
I need each of them to understand that what they have done that day is they've helped feed a family. They've helped feed a kid sitting there at a table that might not have got that bowl of cereal in the morning before they went off to school. They've helped put a piece of fruit in his kid's lunch. They've helped maybe put a sandwich in some guy's lunchbox because he's finally got that job that he wanted, and we're not going to send him off to work hungry. I hope they understand that that's what they do.
I would say thank you so much, because they have made a difference, whether they know it or not. They made a big difference.
if you and your family want to help out the Red Deer Food Bank, contact them today. In Red Deer, Renee Rondeau, rdnewsnow.com.